Is everyone back?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
shall be starting
Yeah.
shortly.
Yeah.
Okay. So very good evening to all. As for me, this is actually very short because this is actually question number 7, right? Short notes on any of the 4 followings which have been selected was actually number 3, Upādāya Rūpa, and number 4, Aniyatayogi. Firstly, we look at Upādāya Rūpa. In Pali term, Rupa refers to the material phenomena or matter because it transforms through heat. Sorry, there's something missing here. Heat, weather, and a lot of things. It doesn't stay permanent. So the Pali words for matter, rupa, is explained by the derivation from the verb rupati, which means to be deformed, disturbed, knocked out, oppressed, broken. The commentators maintain that matter is so called because it undergoes and imposes alteration owing to the influence of the adverse physical condition such as heat, cold, etc. In Abhidhamma, there are 28 types of matter, classified as the 4 Mahabhuta or essential matters and 24 derived matters, Upādāya Rūpa, which we are going to discuss here. So as a brief review, Mahabhuta or essential matters refers to the 4 great essentials that are the primary material elements, which is the earth, Patawi Dhatu, water, Apo Dhatu, fire, Tejo Dhatu, and air, Vaya Dhatu. These are the fundamental constituents of matter, which are inseparable and which, in their various combinations, enter into the composition of all other material phenomena. Material substances. From the most minute particle to the most massive mountain. The great essentials are called elements dhatu in the sense that they bear their own intrinsic nature. Atano sambawang daranti. Whereas Upādāya Rūpa, which is the derived matter, or matters that derive from the or depending on the 4 great essentials, they are 24 in number. The great essentials may be compared to earth, the derivative phenomena to trees and shrubs that grow in dependence on the earth. All these 28 types of material phenomena are distributed into 11 general classes. 7 of these are called concretely produced matter, Nibbana Rupa, since they possess intrinsic nature and are thus suitable for contemplation and comprehension by insight. The other 4 classes are called non-concretely produced matter or Anibbana Rupa. Derived matters or derived material phenomena are materials. Oh, sorry, this is a repetition. Oh, this sorry, there was a repetition here. So this is just a brief for myself to refer back what are the 28 elements, and we will see that except group number 1, the others are all derived matters. The concretely produced matters can be further refined as sensitive phenomena, Pasada Rupa, which includes the eye sensitivity, ear sensitivity, nose sensitivity, tongue sensitivity, and body sensitivity. Second subgroup will be objective phenomena, Gochara Rupa, which are the visible forms, sound, smell, taste, and tangibility. The third subgroup being sexual phenomena constituent of two, which is masculinity and femininity. Then the fourth one will be heart phenomena or the heart base. Number 5 will be life phenomena or the life faculty. Number 6 will be nutritional phenomena or edible fruit, which refers to nutriment. As a comparison, the non-concrete matter can be subcategorized as the following. Firstly, limited phenomena, which is the space element. Second, imitating material phenomena or communicating phenomena, which includes the bodily and verbally imitation. The third, mutable phenomena, which includes the characteristic of lightness, malleability, and wildness. The fourth one being characteristic of the matter, which includes four phases here, which is production, continuity, decay, and impermanence. These matters only originate in 4 ways, that is, from karma, consciousness, temperature, and nutriment. They may arise together, cease together, have a common basis, and occur together, just as the Cetasika possesses these 4 characteristics. All these material phenomena occurs in the sensual worlds, whereas where all of them are obtained without deficiency according to circumstances during the course of existence in the sensuous world. Whereas in the fine material world, being asexual, lack of 2 decades of sex, and though they may possess the physical form of the nose, tongue, and body, these organs are destitute of sense respectively. Anyway, among the non-recipient beings, the eyes, ears, heart base, and sound are also not found. It refers to the asanyata Brahma. In immaterial world, no phenomena matters are found. Then we move on to the fourth one, Aniyatayogi. Cetasika are the mental factors that coexist with citta or co-arise with citta. They are mind conditioners and they influence the mind and condition the mind to have different names. They pass away at the very same time when the citta falls away. They also have to depend on the same vatu or base, and they also have to take the same object as citta takes. There are actually 52 Cetasikas in total as a review. They are 7 Sapatika Satarana Cetasika, which are the 7 universal Cetasika that is present in all citta, be it wholesome or unwholesome. There are 6 Pakinaka Cetasikas, which is also called the 6 occasionals. Then there are 14 Akusala Cetasikas, which will be present in all the unwholesome citta, and there are 25 Sopana Cetasikas, which is present with the wholesome citta. Only 52 types of mental states. Of these 52 types of mental states, 11 are called Aniyatayogi or unfixed adjuncts. They do not arise in the type of consciousness to which they are allied, as opposed to the remaining 41 factors, which is termed as fixed adjuncts, invariably arise in those types of consciousness alike or assigned to them. They arise in different kinds of consciousness separately because their particular object differs. They may or may not arise in those types of consciousness to which they are alike. For instance, Isa or envy, Macharya and Vriss and Kukucha, which is the restlessness, must arise in consciousness converted with aversion. One of the 3 arise at one particular moment. all the three do not occur simultaneously. Besides, they are not bound to the present in such a consciousness. So, beside these three, the rest of 8 are the three abstinences. That is, Sama Vacha, right speech, Sama Kamanta, right action, Sama Ajiva, right livelihood, the two illimitables, which is referring to Karuna and Mudita, and then Mana, conceit, Tina, and Mida, sloth and torpor. It is quite hard to imagine that by word, but when we're referring to the charts, we will see some patterns. So we will look at the whole chart of how the Jatasikas associate with the Chittas. We'll find that the one with mark with the red rectangle will show some abnormal patterns and combination as compared to the others, which is fixed. So this is what I understand as unfixed. So these 11 Aniyatayogi or unfixed agents, which is highlighted in yellow, arises in different kinds of consciousness separately because their particular objects differ. They may or may not arise in those type of consciousness which they are alike. So it looks clearer with illustration. Whereas the remaining Cetasika or Aniyatayogi or fixed adjuncts, they invariably arise in those type of consciousness alike to assign with them. So we can see the uniform occurrence of those which is called the fixed adjuncts. So that's all I can understand this far. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, brothers and sisters, and Brother Lau. So this is my presentation for Abhidhamma Senior 2, Assignment 3. So the question is, name the consciousness that arise dependent or independent of heart-based Upādāya Rūpa. It's a question 3, 2024. So, okay, so as an introduction, to find out what are these consciousness, let's refer to the cognitive process and the door-free consciousness. So the cognitive process, there is the 5-door cognitive process, Panchadora Vitti. So this is a standard format of the 5-door cognitive process. And these are the chittas that will arise in summary. So the PA is the Panchadora chitta, CA is the Dvipancha Vijnana, SM is the Sampatichana, there are 2. SN is the 3 Santirana. Then VO is the Votapana, which is the Manodwara Vajana Chitta. And then we have the 7 Javanas. And because this is the 5 door, so this is the Lokiya Javana. That means it's the mundane impulse. So there are 29, which is 12 Akusala, 8 Mahakusala, and 9 Mahagata Kusala. So total 29 Lokiya Jana. And then after that, you have 2 Tadaramana. And these 2 Tadaramana is actually the 3 Santirana, which is actually a repeat of this Santirana, and 8 Mahavipaka. So from the base, if we look at the base as per the question asked, we know that this Bhavanga, past Bhavanga, Bhavanga Chalana, and Bhavanga Upacheda, these 3 are actually Bhavanga, so they are all 3. These Panchadwara are the heart base, And the Chaku is actually, the 10 Vijnana is actually from their five respective bases. So if it's the eye, then it comes from the eye base. Ear come from the ear base, and similarly the rest. Sampatichana and Santirana and Uttarvana are all also heart-based vipaka. And of course, these jhanas are also from the heart base. And from here also is actually, all these are also from heart base. So from these five cognitive processes, we know that this is the only place where it is not from the heart base. Actually, this Bhavanga is also from the heart base, but it's considered as door free. So next we go to the mind-door cognitive process, Mano Dwara Vritti. Similarly, we summarize it so that it's easy to recognize them. So here, instead of Pancha Dwara, we have the Mano Dwara Vajana, the everything. Then after that, you have the 7 Javanas. And then you have the Tadaramana. So Mano Dwara is the from heart base. The Javana, there are 55 Javanas because this is Mano Dwara, Maido. So it also incorporates the Kriya, Hasitupadu, then 8 Mahakriya, then 9 Mahagata Kriya, and 8 Lokutara. So it adds up 55 Javanas. And these are also from heart base. And here Tadaramana is the same. Then we go to the, so this is the notation that I use. Then next we go to the Dorfric, Vitti Mota. These are for the rebirth linking, the Patisandhi, or the life continuum, which is the Bhavanga, or the death consciousness, Vritti-citta. And these 3 functions has the same citta, and it comprises of 19 possible vipaka citta. There are 2 Upeka Santirana, which is actually the same as here, but here we have 3. But out of the 3, there is only 2 Santirana, which is Upeka Santirana. That is under this Patisandhi, Bhavanga, or Chitta. 8 Mahavipaka is also similar here. Under the Tadaramana, they also appear here. The 9 Mahagata Vipaka, this is only happens when a Brahma being is been born, and this Mahavipaka will be their Patisandhi, and subsequently their Bhavanga and Chitta in that very life. But it doesn't apply to the sense sphere beings. So this is the brief introduction on how to derive at the heart base and the non-heart base. Okay. So in summary, this is what I have summarized it. As much as possible, I try to follow the sequence of the Akusala, then Ahituka, then we have the Mahakusala, then we have the Mahagata, and the Lokutara. So the sequence is the same, it's just that some of it I break it out for clarity. So in the case from here, because the key question we have in our question is the heart base. So the heart base becomes the main column that we are going to refer to. So in the Akusala, third Akusala is heart base. The 10 Pancha Vijnana, it is from the sense basis, not from the heart base. 2 Sampatichana, 2 Upeka Santirana, these are also from heart base, except that these 2 Upeka Santirana also appear in the Dorfric. I will elaborate on this later on my second part of the answer. And why these 3 Santirana is broken into these 2 has their own reason, because of the Dorfric, whereas the Somanasa Santirana is not Dorfric. Then we have the 3 Ahituka Kriya, which is the Panchadwara Avajana, Mano Dwara Avajana, as well as the Hasitupada. Then this Mahakusala, Mahavipaka. Mahavipaka also appear in the Dorfric. Then 8 Mahakriya. Then we have Mahagata, 9 Kusala and 9 Kriya. No? Then the 5 Rupa Vipaka, no? And 4 Arupa Vipaka. These 2 also appear in the Dorfric. Then the 8 Lokutara, and all these are the hard base. So from this chart, then it's easier for us to proceed to answer the question. So now we go to the question proper itself. So from this table, we can actually conclude that consciousness that arise dependent on heart base, there are 79 consciousness. That is, except for the 10 Pancha Vijnana. We have total 89. So minus the 10, we left only 79. So this is where the heart base is dependent on heart base. So the other way of phrasing it is consciousness that arise independent of heart base. I mean, it's totally non-heart base. They are the 10 Pancha Vijnana. So this is the 10. Whereas in this particular place, it's Dorfric, but they are also heart base. So we cannot say that these are independent of heart base. So now if we look at it from another perspective, assuming if we rephrase it, if we rephrase the question, which I did encounter before in some other questions where they say dependent or independent of heart door. So then we will tabulate it in another way. Because heart door is also considered, or is also called a mind door. So if we are emphasizing on heart door, then we are talking about mind door as well. So then the chart becomes this way. It's almost the same. The mind door is no more 89. It is 67. These are the chitta that can appear in the 5 doors, which is total 54. And some of these chittas also is actually door-free. Okay? And total there is 19 of it. So this is a summary. So from this table itself, we can actually see that if it's not heart-based, but it's a heart door or it's a mind door, then the way we look at the question will be very different. Okay. Now we look into the consciousness that arises independent of mind door. Independent of mind door will be where 10 Pancha. Then this is where the 10 Pancha independent of heart or the mind door. Then we have the 2 Sampatichana and then 1 Pancha Dwara. So these 2 and 1 here. So this is the Manodhatu, which is the 2 Sampatichana and 1 Pancha Dwara. Then the third one is the 9 Mahagata Vipaka. And this is also independent of mind door. It's neither in the 5 sense door nor in the mind door. It's actually door-free. So in total, this adds up is 22. So that means the balance, the consciousness that are the balance are actually dependent on the mind door, okay, which is 67 consciousness. So this is where the 67 comes in. Of course, there are also some of them, for example, this one and these 2, Upeka Santirana and the 8 Mahavipaka chittas, 10 of it can be dependent on mind door or door-free. But this is not what the rephrase questions want. So that's the end of it. So notation, italic in Pali, resources, past lectures, notes. Then we have from various texts. So if there is any error, it is mine, and I seek for your comment and correction, and I seek for your forgiveness. Thank you, teacher and fellow Kalayanikas for listening. Again, thank you. That's the end of my presentation.
Okay, good try, good try. Let me show you my version to you all. Okay, we can see basically very straightforward. Brother Ko explained in very detail. So it will help you understanding. So basically you need to explain what are heart-based and not heart-based. So in Theravada Buddhism, mental, mano consciousness arise dependent on the heart base, while the other consciousness like eye, nose, tongue, and body consciousness are considered arise independent of the heart base. So the heart base is the physical foundation of the mind and not the seat of specific sense consciousness. So we go down further. What is Adaya Batu, heart base? This is the physical base, a specific type of material form, considered the seat of mind, is different from the mind of consciousness, which is a mental state. And you need to know what is mano consciousness. This is a mental consciousness that arises when the mind engages with a sense object, is considered to be dependent on the heart base. So other consciousness, which is independent of the heart base, are ear, eye, ear, nose, tongue, and body consciousness are considered to be arise directly from the sense organ. I mean, the base is the sense organ and their corresponding object, not necessarily to the heart base. So in essence, the heart base is the physical grounding for the mind, while the other consciousness are to a direct engagement of the senses with the objects. So as a result, the wholesome resultant and one unwholesome resultant consciousness associated eye base is the ear, nose, tongue, body, so on. So total make 10 consciousness altogether. And the heart base, total 79. Okay, mine is so simple. Then you look at this, the charts. Eye consciousness right under the body, total 10. So the other, the mind element, made of 5 door everything consciousness, your brother all list out, rootless, unwholesome receiving consciousness, and rootless, wholesome receiving consciousness, 3. And the mind consciousness element, your brother list out, 76. So 76 plus 3 is 79. And these two, 5 of them, 2 times 5, 10. That's all. So 3 mind elements, 76 consciousness are supported by the heart base. Okay, that's all. So about the second part, no need to put very long. I don't know you can remember so much. Okay, so I give it this to you. You go and digest, and plus a brother breakdown should be sufficient to score you 20 marks. Any question? Okay, then I send it to Sister Sumitra.
Brother Lau,
Yeah.
just out of curiosity, because this one is a whole question, because you say it's 2024 question 3. It's one whole question. If
It's taken from the behind the YMBA textbook. You can look behind.
Oh, okay.
They never said anything extra. So I would say the YMBA exam board down there not so what you say, crafty like Burmese one set very understanding one. Those in-depth one.
Because I thought it's not part A or B, because if it's a small part, then you say, okay, I will answer more.
Okay, one more thing, you will take note. Your Abhidhamma only 6 questions. The other 2 is Pali.
Yeah, lor.
That's why your choice very little.
Not much of all choices.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why anything they said difficult, then problematic. I think Sister Sumitra sent the YMBA 2024 to you. I sent it to her. Next one,
Brother,
I'll send you the Dhamma later.
would you mind send to everyone first? You direct to everyone because I won't be able to read computer and do close work for about 2 weeks. Now my eyes are very tired. I couldn't really
Okay,
focus.
I send direct to them.
Sorry for that. After things are settled, I will upload the edited version to the classroom, including the video recording.
I send all the
Sorry, yeah.
slide and my copy to you all.
Thank you very much.
So the rest, you all, I don't know how Sumitra, you go and do about it, the assignment one. The 2 of you, you put
We'll
on
try.
the Google there, then you all go and take from there.
Yeah.
So I send you all direct.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So next session will be last one. We'll be talking about the life and death of those consciousness. Quite interesting. Then with that, we should finish everything for the senior part 2. After that, all revision. I think we are not much time. By middle of June, I have to stop here. Then you all revise on your own. Okay, middle of June, we have one more. Before the exam is last week of June.
Okay. What about your revision for the senior one, for the Sumitra and
Yeah, I'm doing it. I sent to them. Ask them to start doing it. So once immediately finish off we start the revision for them. I also pass some for you to do. You can look to your email.
Okay, thank you. I haven't received anything yet.
So go and study because this not much choice. Actually, I have 6 questions only. You need to choose 5.
For the senior part 2, right?
You all don't worry. Your Rupa one quite long, 10 questions. I send to you later. I send to you the Dhamma one, the Abhidhamma later. So now the Abhidhamma very limited question. They set 2 Pali question. And then the rest all quite straightforward compared to the earlier one, earlier years.
Sorry, brother. The senior part 2, they start from the junior, then junior 1, 2, then senior 1, 2.
Everything
so many.
covered.
So we have to study the junior 1, junior 2, and senior 1 all together lah.
You're more safer
Because I look at the questions, sometimes they ask those earlier year one. Funny.
They still test you earlier years.
Funny one.
Don't ask me, not set by me.
They are different type of system. Some they test you just on what you learn during those that academic term. But they are another school of thought. They would like you to do the revision so that you have a good command of the foundation, as well as what you have achieved in the advanced level, so that to make sure you really have a very solid base, a solid or solid
For
ground.
diploma, quite tough. The essay question very quite tough. We will encounter it next after your July onwards.
Wow, tough.
Tough.
I see
The
the
diploma
senior
is
2
tough.
one very tough. Senior 1, I think the junior 1, junior 2 still manageable. Then plus 1 senior 1 okay lah.
So every year is a hurdle. If not, how you improve? Right, no wonder you're still surviving. The rest all give up.
Tyrone,
Yeah.
Tyrone, don't worry.
Huh?
Don't worry. As the going go tougher, you become more resilient. Then your knowledge becomes
I
stronger.
already don't know the witty very hard. Then all the mind one I don't know.
You are
As you
still 1 year
go,
to digest. Don't make worry.
yeah, you still got the time. Don't worry. Actually, whether you start now or start other time, you still have to start somewhere. One. So once you have started, it becomes easier and easier. It's always a process. The process of going through is always not so easy. But once you
It's
are
so
able
tough.
to
I even tough. How I going to cook the notes for you all to learn? I learn tough. I struggling, I read so many things, just to cook this thing for you.
Yeah, I agree. That's why it's different
Agree.
Yeah, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your effort.
Headache,
You
to
really
be a
put in a lot
teacher.
of
So
effort.
next time your turn, then you know the taste. Right.
To be a teacher is not easy.
Yeah, then you know the taste. Talk easy. Do another thing.
So don't worry, it's an upgrade lah. So you just
Still got 1 year digest, so take your time. Your brother go have to worry.
Brother call like quite okay lah. But to
after so many
memorize
years.
but I think understanding maybe okay.
You see, after going through so many years, then only it becomes easier and easier. It doesn't come that way. It was tough, just like what you are going through. So it's always the same thing lah. What you go through, I've gone through also. Just that you have to persist. If you persist, then once you get through, you find that wow, that one is 豆腐. Of course, now you are chewing the nuts lah. It's painful, but after a while, it become softer. The nuts become more biteable, and then you find that the taste is better, sweeter, and gradually it becomes 豆腐 already.
Overlearning
Okay.
is actually necessary. With thorough and regular revision, things come easier because every time we read for the second time, we seem to have noticed something we have overlooked in the previous trial. So I think it's good since Chai Hun and I still have 1 more year to go. So there's still plenty of time for us to cover what should be touched in level 2. So since we are still in senior 1, I think not so bad.
The other thing I found this year is that when Brother Lau gave us assignment, it's actually very good practice. That way, firstly, keep me on toe. Otherwise, the tendency to slack.
Learn, practice, realize.
Yeah. And then when it comes to what you call understanding, sometimes we thought that we know, or casually we thought we know, but when you start to write, you find that something is missing somewhere. It doesn't seem to flow so smoothly. Then you start to reread, revise, and reflect. Then it clarifies and clear up the doubts. And for me, when I went for my recent retreat, this Abhidhamma knowledge becomes very helpful. And it becomes very, it expedites my understanding of the practice better. Right? Unlike in the past, I tend to be blur. I go in also, I don't know what I'm expecting. Then I come out also, I'm not too sure what I did, But this round, I find it very helpful. So all these inputs become a catalyst to expedite your mental cultivation. That is from my perspective. I'm not too sure about others. I'm just sharing.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.